Today, we're going to talk about a life that has, for over 14 centuries, truly shaped the hearts and minds of billions. It's a story of guidance, of an absolutely unmatched character, and a legacy that continues to inspire so much love and devotion all around the world.
You know, for over 1,400 years, this one life has been a living blueprint for a life of purpose, a light for anyone searching for meaning. The source material we're looking at today kicks off with this exact feeling, just marveling at a character that Muslims believe is the very pinnacle of human excellence. A character who isn't just meant to be admired from a distance, but someone to be truly known, to be loved, and to be followed.
So, what is it about this one man, the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, that sparks such a deep, unwavering love? Well, the sources describe a person who is gifted with countless qualities of perfection. A character so complete it can only be seen as a gift from God himself. And honestly, this is just scratching the surface. The text we're drawing from lists dozens of these titles and honors, and each one, well, it represents a different facet of his soul. When the Quran calls him a mercy to the worlds, that isn't just some abstract idea. It's real. You see it in the stories of him praying for the very people who threw stones at him. So each title is like a doorway into understanding this incredible character, seen as a divine gift to all of us. And that's the big question, isn't it? It's one thing to admire someone, but how do you actually take a life of that magnitude and turn it into a practical day-to-day guide for your own life? How do you tap into that wisdom, that mercy, that incredible strength?
Well, the answer is found in a very specific, and I'd say sacred, field of knowledge. It's called the Sirah.
Al-Sirah al-Nabawiyya. Now this is so much more than just a history book. It is the meticulously preserved, incredibly detailed story of the Prophet's life, his words, his actions, his character, both in public and in private. It covers his struggles and his triumphs. For Muslims, it's one of the noblest sciences, really, because it's the closest you can get to walking alongside God's final messenger.
And this is such a crucial point. For a believer, the Sirah isn't just a collection of historical facts. No, it's something much, much deeper.
Our source uses these powerful metaphors to get the point across. The Sirah is the pure spring you drink from for spiritual nourishment. It's the guiding proof for anyone looking for truth, and it is the supreme example of how to live a life that is pleasing to God. In a way, it's the Quran put into practice, lived out by a perfect human being.
And this idea of him being the supreme example, it isn't just a nice tradition that developed over time. It's actually a core principle, a divine command that comes straight from the Quran itself. This one verse is absolutely foundational. It establishes the Prophet, peace be upon him, as the Uswa Hasana, which means the beautiful pattern or the most excellent example for every believer. It's a direct instruction from God to look to his life for guidance in, well, everything.
So let's break that down, because our source points out three key things here. First, the exclusivity. The verse specifically points to him. It doesn't say look for good examples everywhere. It says look here. Second, the audience. This beautiful pattern is for those who believe, those whose hope is in God. And third, the quality. The pattern isn't just any example. It's hasana. It's beautiful. It's good. It's excellent. It's divinely protected from any error.
So why does this matter so deeply? Because following a guide who is divinely appointed and protected, it brings this incredible sense of peace and certainty. There's no doubt, no confusion about where you're placing your trust. You are following a path that you believe is safe, a character you believe is perfect. It gives you a clear, steady moral and spiritual compass, especially when life gets stormy.
And this incredible importance, it was the absolute bedrock of the faith for the earliest generations of Muslims. They knew they had been given this precious blueprint, and they made it their life's mission to protect it and pass it down.
Just stop and think about that for a second. This is the Prophet's own great-grandson speaking. He is saying that studying the Sirah, the detailed events of the Prophet's life, was given the exact same weight, the same seriousness, as learning the Holy Quran itself. That's how vital they knew it was.
And you see this echoed again and again. It was taught as a legacy, an inheritance more precious than any amount of money or status. It was their identity, their connection to their faith, and to the best of their ancestors. To neglect it would have been like losing a piece of their own soul.
Our source actually describes the Sirah as a school. But what a school! The only thing on the curriculum is the life of one man, and its graduates, well, They've been some of the most amazing human beings the world has ever seen. Righteous leaders, brilliant scholars, just rulers, and compassionate souls who literally changed the course of history.
And that leaves us with a final, really powerful question to think about. In a world that's so often confusing, where we're all constantly looking for heroes and role models, what does it truly mean to have a complete, divinely endorsed blueprint for a life of purpose, a life of integrity, a beautiful life? That's the ultimate promise that studying the Sierra holds.